Hello everyone, this is Tetrafolium back to talk about the Game 7 period of the Turn 17 Rocks Draft League. Um, Doing a little bit of a ASMR type feel to this beginning part of the video. I don't know why. It was just the vibe for today. Um, and this time it's just going to be a solo venture, just me talking about these games. Just, sometimes it's nice to be caught up in your own head. Uh, take a break from playing Xenoblade and talk about some Pokemon just on your own. I don't know. This is a really weird intro, isn't it? Let's just talk about the battles. First, we've got the null pointer exception versus the oh man, I cannot remember team name. The Vaultin Veluzas. Um, and we see that the null pointer exceptions once again only know how to build one team. Uh, let's see if that comes to bite him. All right, so for the lead matchup here, I would probably have guessed we'd see Glamora coming out from Jet Frost's side. However, we see the Brute Bonnet. I don't know what the Brute Bonnet was looking to match up against. Perhaps the Caparaja, and it's, with Spore and close combat and possibly being faster than Caparaja is probably good for him. But instead we lead into Baxcalibur, and then he just takes a Glaive Rush and does not die, and spores the Baxcalibur. That is incredible. I don't know why you would Glaive Rush if you were in this situation. Why not just click your Ice type move? Uh, Even if you see a switch to um, King Gambit, for example, well, it resists Glaive Rush, so you'd be screwed. Um, If you see a switch to Armor Rouge, you can just probably Dragon Dance in its face or Swords Dance in its face, and then click Earthquake if you have it, or just your own Glaive Rush later. Keep in mind that if you get hit by a Fire type move, you will be boosting your attack, and I think you'll live an Armor Cannon from neutral. In any case, we see a switch to Arcanine. Probably one of the best things to go into. If it was a defensive Arcanine, you'd be even better off, to be honest. Flare Blitz to do basically nothing. And then back to Scyther. Take an Ice Beam. Ice Beam is an interesting play. What does Ice Beam hit that a Earth Power might not? I guess Scyther, and I guess Corviknight. I'll accept it. I'll accept it. Probably doesn't have a Water type move. U-turn for a potential static. And Boom Burst, nice. Dragon Tail, that's okay. I wonder. Dragon Tail is not a very common move for Ampharos, but then again, Ampharos is not a very commonly used Pokemon, so. Dragon Tail again. And then we're finally gonna get the kill. We get paralyzed for our efforts. That is probably really bad. Okay, Chilling Water. I think SD Max here is going to run rampant. Oh my gosh. Neutral just does 57. That is insane. I would just keep clicking Swords Dance if I were Arvo here. But I guess you get hit the Armor Rouge. Albeit yeah. Giving up +2 speed is really bad. It's faster than your whole team. Granted, it was almost faster than the whole team anyway. Anyway, the Armor Rouge is just going to go down to the Caparaja, the AV Caparaja that has come every week. I don't know. I don't know if you didn't calc it, that you would die to that one, or excuse me, that you would not kill with Arbor Cannon on the AV Cop. If you just didn't think you had a good switch in, I think you definitely needed a switch in. And now I am almost gonna guarantee that this is the Scarf Glamora, before even knowing anything, because I know that Jet is enamored with Scarf Glamora. Like for this matchup, why be Scarf? Arcanine, if it's max speed, I guess you could outspeed that, sure, and I guess you'll outspeed max speed Bax, but the rest of his team is so slow, and you could stand to get up some poison and some spikes, particularly for well, I guess I don't know, maybe he is kind of a flying team. He's got the boots on Bax, maybe not. But I don't know. I don't think Scarf gives a lot of utility here. Could be wrong though. Could be proven wrong. The Gastron is going to die. The Brute Bonnet is also probably going to die as soon as the Corviknight wakes up. This is a defensive Corviknight. The music's really ramping up for this one. Oh, I guess it's not. It's an anticlimax. Oh my gosh, I love this song. It's a little loud though. But anyway, we just see basically the Corviknight strongman through. Goes for Sucker Punch. So that's a crazy turn. This is a crazy turn. Goes for Sucker Punch, reading the body press. But Corviknight just roosts in your face. If I were you, this turn right here, presumably you're Terra Dark, and presumably you're faster than Corviknight if you have any speed at all. This is one of those moments where, as the King Gambit user, I would run enough speed to outspeed a minimum investment Corviknight. And so what I would do here is I would Terra Dark and go for my Katao Cleave into the Corviknight, because if I'm faster, then bam, I just took you out right there. If I'm Dark type, I'm only gonna take half as much as I would from Body Press, so I'll live. And then if you roost, if you're faster than me and you roost, I will still get a lot of damage on you. But instead we see an errant Sucker Punch to a Body Press. Still no Terra. Now we get the Terra. Sucker Punch for nothing. It is shown here that actually the Corviknight is faster than the King Gambit. It's interesting. I would run more speed myself on King Gambit, because I guarantee this Corviknight is max bulk. So we go for an Earth Power, trying to read Arvo's life. Doesn't work. Actually, why would you go for an Earth Power? If you're Scarf, you have 2 flying Pokemon. I mean, granted, you're not winning the game anyway, but if you had, like, I don't know, Power Gem or something, that would be great to go for it here. In fact, Power Gem on this Glamora would get so much utility. Instead, we're just gonna slowly watch this get chipped out. In fact, let's just go hyper fast. There's no chance that yep, that's the end of the game. Wow, very quietly, Arvo's just gonna win this game. That's a huge win for him. It's probably going to keep him out of last place. Very good, very good. Next we have I believe the Grafted Grafaiais versus the Identity Thieves of Hearts. Um, I know I didn't really say much about that last game, but there was not much to say. I guess just don't, like, if you're gonna sack all your Pokemon for King Gambit to sweep at the end, like, play right with the King Gambit. That's all I gotta say. Um, anyway, Grafaiais, Identity Thieves, uh, could be an interesting matchup. I'm digging the Zoroark versus Zoroark. That's gotta be one of the coolest matchups of the league so far. Um, the Identity Thieves knows how to put together a good game. They haven't seen a lot of results, but a lot of the games have been pretty close. A lot of the sets and the plays have been pretty good, except for the Iron Valiant. That thing is not putting in the work, but could see something great here. I'm really looking forward to this. If I'm both of them, I'm just gonna lead uh, Zoroarks disguised as Treads and Klefki. That would be so sick. So in fact, we see neither Zoroark out. Nobody wants to get the mind game started too early. Once again, this is the weird Drain Punch AV Quagsire. I don't really like it myself. I'd rather have Recover on my Quagsire, but alright. Oh my goodness. That was a life read right there. That was a life read. The Night Slash, simply for Zoroark slash Mismagius, reads his whole life there. I was like, when I saw the Night Slash into Iron Valiant, I was like, oh, he's goobed. Iron Valiant takes like 0 from that, and now you're just throwing off either a Moonblast or a Close Combat. And what is one to do about it? In fact, with this speed tier of Iron Valiant, you're faster than this whole team. That is insane. I actually would have probably went to Iron Valiant there. It's got decent defense, even if I land into a what would be the worst move? Like Shadow Claw? You totally eat that up. Yeah, and then you get so much momentum. I guess maybe you don't want to like ruin your booster energy, but like, I mean, you're probably not even boost your speed. Unless you're scared of Walking Wake. That could be reasonable. So we're gonna get the screens up. Thunderwave, blocked, very good. And then just a battle of ghost types there. And that's gonna be a kill for Mismagius on the Annihilate. That is one less thing to have to click your fairy type moves with your Iron Valiant. Once Gardevoir goes down, you can just spam close combat to a win, pretty much. So that's really scary. Oh my gosh. So Dry Skin is kind of a double-edged sword for this matchup. Also, yes, this is agency crit onto the Grafaiai, but Dry Skin is a double-edged sword because you're blocking the water type moves from Walking Wake, but you're taking damage from the sun, and if Walking Wake happens to go for a flamethrower, oh my goodness, you are dead. But we're gonna see the Toxicroak take out the Grafaiai. Very, very good. It's actually Booster's special attack, Walking Wake, which tells me he's probably Scarf. Ooh, Agility. Oh my goodness. And he's Water Absorbed Quagsire. Oh my goodness. I thought he might be unaware, and that he might have lived. Maybe. I don't know. Actually, probably wouldn't. But absolutely smashed with that play. Flamethrower is going to do absolutely nothing. I love the water absorbed Quagsire here. That is a great tech for this team. And oh my goodness, so this is a Zoroark in for sure. Going for Grass Knot. I don't know what Khan Academy means here in this context, but go off JWK. Solid Moonblast. Ooh, Psychic to kill. That is very nasty with the Focus Sash. Psychic. This is a speed tie. No, it is not. It was always the Zoroark there, huh? I forgot what health the Mismagius was at. If the Mismagius was at the same health, then that was an insane play. If not, well, then I guess, you know, you kind of had to sack to what you know is the Zoroark. Well, actually, it came in and it didn't take any rocks damage, right? Yeah, so you knew it for sure. It had to be Zoroark. What am I saying? I'm really dumb. So Scarf Gardevoir to finish off. That makes sense to me. I would go for a Thunder Wave here. In fact, I'm going to go for a Light Screen. That's probably better overall. But you definitely need Klefki to beat the Gardevoir, so you cannot sack here. Okay, you're taking a lot of damage. You're doing nothing back. And you are taking damage again. And you are taking chip for basically, like, very little chip. And then you switch into Mismagius. And okay. Why not switch into Mismagius sooner? I mean, I get that maybe you're scared of a knockoff or a... Well, I guess a knockoff, that's the only thing he has. But you need to keep Klefki healthy for this endgame. Klefki is your only win condition versus Gardevoir, because Toxicroak is going to die to a Psychic. Mismagius is liable to die to a Shadow Ball. This is the only thing that can 1v1, because you can get the Light Screen, and then you can, you can get the Thunder Wave to ensure that both of these Pokemon are faster, and they will get the revenge kill. You'll just chip them out with Dazzling Gleam on your end. So yes, this is a horrendous misplay, to put it lightly. Absolutely no reason. Even if Alex O reads your life and goes for the knockoff, I mean, you're behind screens. You will survive it. You would have had more turns of screens even. Your light screen wouldn't even be going down yet. Oh my goodness. And the Trez lives on 1 HP. That is so unfortunate. What was he at the first here? So he's okay, he was like 56. So you switch to Mismagius, it's still a 2-hit KO, but you've got screens still. You will not pick up the kill, you get him really close, but then let's see. In comes the Toxicroak. Are we going to see a Vacuum Wave? We're going to see a Fake Out. We're going to see a Sucker Punch. Oh my goodness. That is such a insane mind game. Because I'm thinking, I see Fake Out, and I think, you don't have another priority move if you're clicking Fake Out there. Like, you would not have Sucker Punch. That just wouldn't make sense. Because why would you click Fake Out and not Sucker Punch? So I would click Earthquake, assuming that you're going to switch to Klefki. But then you Sucker Punch me. That's such great conditioning. And here's where we're getting down to the Gardevoir. Gardevoir's just going to click Psychic twice and win the game. That's dead. Here comes Klefki. Try to go for the Thunder Wave and you miss. And then you die from Psychic. But think about this. Oh my god, that's a wall of text. I am not reading all of that. Like, if we go back here, if you switch Klefki to Mismagius here, you're going to have an 81% Klefki versus a Gardevoir that's going to be locked into Psychic, right? Because it's going to need to click Psychic to kill the Toxic. Well, no, it could click. Could go for Mystical Fire, but you can Light Screen. You'll survive a Mystical Fire very, very comfortably, especially behind a light screen. You're going to have a couple opportunities to throw off a Thunder Wave, most likely. And then you might also get a little bit of chip with Dazzling Gleam. You can try to manipulate to give yourself the most light screen turns. And then Toxicroak is going to come in. It's going to be faster. Oh, but it doesn't have a poison type move. Ooh. I don't know, actually. Maybe this is not a choked win. Maybe Alex wins anyway from this end game. But I still stand by the play. I still stand by this Klefki needs to switch out. It gets too much utility versus the Gardevoir. You can't have it lose 1v1 to Gardevoir by taking so much damage in this matchup, because saving the HP on these two, like they're not surviving Gardevoir. They're not living a 1v1 against Gardevoir, at least in my mind. Or you're gonna have to keep Mismagius like absolutely at 100% health. But how are you gonna kill this without Mismagius? Could go. Well, no. I was saying you could maybe pivot Mismagius on an Earthquake, then pivot back to Toxicroak on the knockoff. But if you're Alexo, you just click what's in front of you for at least 15 turns, and you'll end up winning that matchup. Yeah, so not an easy end game. I think definitely winnable for Chalk Flame, and I think it would be he would have given himself a better chance to win if he didn't take all this unnecessary damage on Klefki here. But yeah, very well played before that point. I really can't be mad at what I saw until this Klefki stuff. On to the next game. This is the Macon Steppas versus the Anor Londo losers, who will lose to me next week. Lock of the week, lock of the season. It's gonna be great. Trust. But in any case, we get to see this Resident Sleeper matchup first with the newly acquired Goodra. See if it's a good Dra or a bad Dra. That was a really stupid pun. Anyway, if I'm Speedy D, I think I'm going to lead Rotom first. It's got a lot of offensive pressure, especially if it happens to be Choice Scarf or if you can bluff it. Then Grimmsnarl would not be so bad for the Azus. See it. Just going to go hard Azumarill and Berserker. Berserker? What the hell is Berserker going to do? I know it gets U-turn. It's going to U-turn here? No. What if he led Crook? I guess you did. You always had Rotom to switch into though, so it's not so bad. burns the Gudra. Might matter. The chip might matter. Chilling water on Gudra. I don't know why chilling water. I mean, probably for Cerulege. But I don't know why you go for chilling water there. I would have went for Sludge Bomb, even if he switches to Hippowdon. You got a chance to poison. If he switches to Berserker, you have a whole Scizor in the back. Chilling water just seems like it's a mid ground play, but it's not like doesn't really get you a ton out of any of the options that he could have went to. Earthquake to get some chip is good. U-turn to proc the weak armor is very spooky. We might be seeing a close combat here. A bulk up instead. That is incredible. He goes for Fire Fang instead of an Earthquake. Why? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Maybe he thought D would switch out to Rotom at this point, but I don't know. I think you're in a pretty decent spot, and yeah, you're really fast now. Close combat absolutely rocks him. Now I think you probably die to Aqua Jet, even from neutral, at that range, so that might not be good. This is a very bulky Berserker. Iron Head is probably strong enough to threaten a Azumarill if it tries to Belly Drum. And then you're going to sack the Cerulege there. Should you sack the Cerulege there? I mean, you have Hippowdon to go to, I think. I probably would have went to Hippowdon. You didn't necessarily need to sack the Cerulege. Could have came in against Grimmsnarl, for example, or maybe even against Gudra. Just throw off another attack. It still had use, and I think Hippowdon was relatively safe against Scizor. Now we see D with the Roaring Moon, a fraudulent Pokemon that has not done anything this entire league. Go ahead and Fire Fang, kill the Scizor. That is incredible that the Azus decide to stay in there. I mean, granted, you don't really want to switch to Grimmsnarl and then just get absolutely Dragon Danced up on right in your face. But if this is a Roaring Moon with moves Crunch, Fire Fang, Iron Head, and Dragon Dance, we might just be seeing a goobening right here. U-turn? What? What? That's insane. I guess it's probably not a good idea to, like, if you had the set that I said, go for an Iron Head versus the Grim, because the Grim might go for a Spirit Break, which will absolutely kill your Roaring Moon. But I don't know. U-turn there, I mean, it's probably a fine, but now I'm questioning how you're going to beat Dragapult in the end game. The more turns that go by, the better this is for Dragapult. So take the Light Clay away. Neutralize the Grimmsnarl threat. Oh my goodness. Just thought about this. If you can find a way to get Roaring Moon in versus Grimmsnarl, it might actually be goobed for the Azus. Oh, that sucks. Now, Play Rough probably, I mean, it's not gonna kill behind Reflect, but it would have done some chip there. Would have been really, really good chip. So unfortunate hacks, I guess, but you can still do something here. You lived the Shadow Ball really nicely. And this is where. So did he went hard dock spun here? No, you volt switch. Yeah. Okay. Okay. This is fine. I thought he might have went hard dock spun and took 49 on switch. That which would have been crazy to me, a crazy play. But this was a great play. I thought trying to get this play rough chip, but it just didn't work, and you're gonna get kind of punished there. I wonder. Is that max special defense? This roll? If it's not, I'm gonna guess. What am I trying to say? I'm gonna say, why is it not max special defense? Um, this is your lifeline versus Dragapult, in my opinion. It's one of the few things that keeps Dragapult from just clicking uh, Draco Meteor or Dragon Darts and going all over. But then again, that's the thing about Dragapult that's so scary. Like, it could be special, but it could be physical. And if you are like, oh, it's a special Dragapult, and I'm only gonna prepare for it as a special pult, then it goes physical and it absolutely rocks you. Um, so maybe he's hedging his bets on his EVs, which I guess, makes sense. Gonna get some Earthquake and Sand Chip. Might be important for later. We're gonna see a switch to Roaring Moon. Eat a Shadow Ball. We're gonna see a switch out and a U-turn. Huh. Is U-turn the best play? You might not have anything to hit Azumarill at all. So, yeah, I don't think you can really Dragon Dance up here. But you could probably get a kill on this Grimmsnarl, staying in and just attacking. Maybe. Depends on the moves. So Darkspun's going to come in, get its Iapapa berry off, and it's probably going to go for a Wish. Yes, it's a good wish. It's a good wish. Goes to Roaring Moon. Very greedy. Oh my goodness, it paid off. Oh my goodness. And you Dragon Dance in his face. What are you doing? What are you doing? Can you... Could you not go to Berserker on that turn? You had to go to Berserker on that turn, right? For any of this wish passing to matter? So greedy to go for Dragon Dance right in front of Azu. You've revealed your moves are Fire Fang, U-turn, and presumably one of your stabs. You can't hit Azumarill with that unless you have some crazy poison type move that I don't even think Roaring Moon gets. You cannot hit this thing, and you think the Azus don't know that. Like, you have to switch. Like, Dragon Dancing doesn't do anything. Like, I can understand if you're like, oh, I have to attack it so that it can't belly drum, but you didn't attack it. You went for DD. I don't know. Maybe you thought the Azus would go for belly drum here, and that was the best play if you went for belly drum. But do you even live an Aqua Jet, a +6 Aqua Jet from like 50%? I don't know. This just seems like just overall a terrible play to me. Um, you could have went to Berserker here for sure. An Ironhead is really big chip. You're gonna lose Grimmsnarl, or you're gonna take a huge chip on Goodra, or you're gonna take huge chip on Azu, and probably Azu loses this 1v1, or you're gonna lose Dragapult. Like, it's an undefendable position for him. So he goes to Rotom-Mow, which is, I think, fine. You get a Oh, Volt Switch there, but instead opts to go for Will-O-Wisp, clicking what is in front of him, not realizing that uh, in this case, the Azus is probably going to sack Gudra. So that wasn't a horrible play, but it was kind of questionable. Goes to hit Powdon to take absolutely nothing from Sludge Bomb. So what is this, AV? It's gotta be AV Hippowdon to take that little. That's crazy, actually. AV Hippowdon. Huh. Here comes Dockspun. Wait, why is Dockspun in? Oh no. Okay. So Dockspun Protect, and that's Sandstorm damage, and then sacking Dockspun. Okay. 20%. Damn. This thing's at 20%. If Dockspun hit that play rough, might have this Dragapult might be dead right by now. Leaf Storm. Oof. Huge damage. Problem is Dragapult doesn't kill. In comes Berserker. It's gonna take some chip. Oh my god, that's more than just some chip. And then you have this matchup here. Who wins this matchup? Oh, Azumarill. Oh, God, that did a lot. And wow, and it's just like that, it was that close. I mean, it was that close, but I think there were notable missteps by Speedy D going through this game. I think, in particular, this play, it made no sense. It made no sense. You go to Berserker, like Liquidation, as we saw, only does 40. So even if he reads your life and gets that play right, you're gonna get. You can either get some Iron Head chip off, or you can like pivot to Rotom Mow and force that. There's gonna be that 50-50 involved there. And plus, knowing that he clicked play rough, and that seems like a pretty reasonable play because you want to stop Roaring Moon from being able to do anything, if possible. Wow. And you have U-turn as well. Why didn't you U-turn here at this turn? Oh my goodness. Uh, I really cannot understand that. I actually U-turn there was so good because even if the Azumarill goes for Belly Drum on this turn, you U-turn into them, they get chip. Belly Drum is going to be at around like, I don't know, 40% or so. And then you're getting Rotom in for free. Rotom's probably not going to die to an Aqua Jet. And Volt Switch definitely will kill. You're up a sack in that situation. And if the Azumarill doesn't go for that, will you U-turn? I mean, like, if you're still in with Rotom Mow, like, you eat the play rough, but you're still fairly healthy. You're getting a Volt Switch off. That's chip into Gudra. You can go to almost anything. You like, and I think you would just be in a way better position if you U-turned here instead of greedy Dragon Dance. They could have done something to save the Sarah Ledge. I mean, it's not super duper necessary. A Shadow Sneak would have been really nice against Dragapult. Um, and it probably would have 1v1'd Gudra. Um, yeah. And this play here as well, like a Volt Switch to get momentum here would have been really big. You would have got to you would have got into who, I mean, whoever really. You could have, yeah, you would have been into Hip Howdon on a much safer turn. I think Chilling Water only did what, 14%? You'd live that, you get your more chip on Gudra, it's gonna die. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I want to say it was a good game again, but like I just feel like there were a lot of missteps here in this like late middle game that caused this end game to be super duper hard for D to win when he was in the driver's seat. It's unfortunate. Uh, you live and you learn. D is I feel like many of the games that D has lost, except for the one against me, because I'm the goat. Uh, that he was pretty close, and if he just made a couple better plays, he would have won those games pretty handily. But I don't know. It's just like some key moments, some key missteps, and sacking this roaring moon all the time. That's so crazy. Um, would have been better off, I think. So that's all the games that have counted. There is another game, the Bulkin Bloons versus the Gholdengo's Pokemon team. Uh, that did get played, but it got played so late. Like I I want to say that the the next round of games was almost completely done by the time that this one got played. So like it it doesn't count. It's considered a double forfeit because neither of the players like said anything or tried to even attempted to schedule the game. It just is what it is. We're gonna go through and watch it. Anyway, so this is I don't know who I would have picked for the lead here. I mean, Ting Lu seems pretty obvious. Other than like a big dick Cloister lead, Ting Lu is getting hazard or a potential Amoonguss getting hazards up. But I guess Heracross, I don't know, is better against Cloister, or I don't know. Is it better against Amoonguss? That's really hard to say. But Cam just leads with the Sandy Shocks, same as it ever was. Um, and yeah, oh god, the the Heracross is set up. Oh, oh geez, it's faster than literally everything on this team. This is such a slow team. Was it faster than Sandy Shocks? No, it wasn't. But you have to go to Sandy Shocks. Okay, well, let's focus Sash Cloister. Attack. Hydro Pump. Oh my god, he was begging to miss. um, it's insane. Stream speed is good there. Very, very free. Even if you got to switch to Gholdengo, you would just Earthquake him on this turn. Yep. Into a Moongus. Dragon Dance. A little greedy. I'll be honest. I would probably have switched, but you're not getting punished. Oh, I guess you are getting punished. I would have expected Amoonguss to go for the Spore to sleep the Dragonite, but the Amoonguss is Effect Spore instead of Regenerator, which is really funny. And it gets the sleep there. And in comes the Sandy Shocks to set up the rest of the spikes. What? Oh no. Actually, this eject button is really bad. So you're not getting your attack off and you're forced to switch to something. No item would have been better. But this is crazy, right? To go for spikes against this? What if he stayed in and tried to burn a turn of sleep? It would have been fine for him, I think. He doesn't need Dragonite to win this game. Ting Lu wins the game for him. But I don't know. I guess you're playing off of the choke, maybe. So get the spikes up. insane. Then this is you can't defend against Earth Power there because you're not Scarf. So you go to Greninja. You're gonna click your Ice type, Ice Beam or something. Oh my God, this is a slow Greninja. Wait, if you're slower than Sandy Shocks here, then why is this not Scarf? What? What? Is it Specs and Expert Belt slow Greninja? That's insane. I don't know why this Greninja's so slow. This Greninja should never be that slow. Never. Doesn't really matter though, because Ting-Lu comes in and cleans this up. Choose special defense drop. Make it rain. How much is it gonna? Oh, okay, only 54. And throat chop. Yeah, it's GG. I thought about this and I was like, I was about to say, if this Gholdengo happens to be Terra Flying, which it will not be because it's like this is the exact same team he's brought the last like 3 weeks, so we know it's Terra Steel. If it was, could Ting-Lu choke it? Could, if he went for Earthquake on the Make It Rain, could he have choked it? And the answer I think is maybe. But Throat Chop was a huge win. It didn't matter what Gholdengo was. It couldn't do anything to survive that. But just for the sake of thinking it through, if Ting-Lu did not have Throat Chop, if it had say like Ruination instead, and you had a Terra Flying Gholdengo, you would go for the Make It Rain. You might not even need to go for Make It Rain necessarily. You could just Nasty Plot straight up. You're faster than Drifblim, so you can just Shadow Ball that out. Whenever Ting-Lu comes in, you just Make It Rain, and or just Nasty Plot up. And then Dragonite has burned 0 turns of sleep. You can get a one-shot kill on it. You'd be so set, actually. That would have been great. But alas, we have a Throat Chop, and this is why Draft League is cool, because you see Throat Chop Ting-Lu, you won't see that on Smogon. I wish the game would have lasted a turn longer, and Ting-Lu could have threw up the rocks to really truly get the turn 17 rocks. We've still not seen a turn 17 rocks game. But would be so cool if we could. In any case, that's gonna be it. Next time you'll see me slamming the Azus and cementing myself as the undisputed, undefeated champion of the regular season. So we'll see you then.